Love is Blind, Season 6, Episode 10. Jeremy and his mom is bringing Layla to the dog park, and he's sitting there having a conversation with his mom, telling her that he got himself in a little bit of trouble last night. He tells his mom that, he went out with the boys and there was a girl that he was connecting with in the pods. She was like 10 minutes away or a few minutes away. And that's not the same story you told Laura. You said that she was there, that someone called you and said that she was there. Sarah Ann was at the club and you were hesitant on going, but you went there and then she came over and said hi to you. That's what you told your fiance. Now you're telling your mom a completely different story. And his mom is like, you better be lucky that wasn't me. And he's like, oh, I acknowledge how it looks, but we were having a constructive conversation. Jeremy. Oh my God. Do you really think we're stupid? Do you really think we, Laura, woman, are stupid? Oh my God. Oh, Jeremy, I'm so disappointed in you. I am so disappointed. I thought you were a really good guy, but deep down I knew you were a freak, I know you got that kinky side to you, but damn it. I was just rooting for you. Watching Jeremy and his mom have a conversation, I feel as if they have a really sweet bond. She knows that he's a sweet guy and he doesn't want to disappoint her. Not like he's a bad boy, but they have a really good relationship. His mom is like letting him know that, dude, it's not just you have to think about. Like, I want a daughter. Layla, the puppy, wants a mommy. Oh my God, Jeremy, you have people behind you rooting for you. I hope you really didn't mess it up, but I feel like you did. Oh, Amy, you're so cute. She's helping Johnny fix a stool and he's asking for like H121. This scene, when she's twisting and stops after 2 turns, and he's like, what am I going to do with you? And she's like, marry me. That's probably what he's afraid of, Amy. He's probably afraid that you're going to want to get pregnant right away. Y'all going to be doing it a lot. So you are going to be getting pregnant like back to back to back, right? He's afraid of that because he knows that, he's just getting started. He's not quite where he wanted to be. So he's nervous, but he wants it, but he's nervous. Okay, so Jimmy and Chelsea are meeting Jimmy's family. Oh my God. I hope I do regret saying this, right? But every time I see you guys together, it just seems forced. It just feels tight, like my back get tight, my chest get tight. Is that how you guys feel around each other? God, Jimmy has the sweetest, warmest family. Oh my God. It makes me look at him a little different. It makes me look at him a little different because they're so sweet, so I feel like he is like them. But is he just afraid? But deep down, he's really like his family. Jimmy, Jimmy, I hope you're not afraid of Chelsea. I hope that you are not afraid of her. There are some people like that are just nice and they don't want to disappoint in whether it's the smallest capacity, the other person. Jimmy, I hope that's not you. I envision Jimmy's childhood home, and even now, whenever he goes to his mom's house. But as a child, they probably got lots of hugs. That's the feeling after seeing his family, is what I'm getting. Just lots and lots of hugs. Jimmy's mom asked Chelsea, "Have you thought about babies?" And Chelsea's like, "Yeah, lots of them." Then his mom is like, "Yeah, because y'all are both young. How old are you?" And Chelsea's like, "I'm 30." The mom is like, "Wow. Oh, wow." Jimmy's 27. I'm wondering if she's thinking that he's like, if Chelsea's considered an older lady dating her young boy. Okay, I feel as if the mom knows, yeah, the mom knows that Jimmy's a sweetie, and her being a little bit older, plus Jimmy probably, because I think they're close, but I think Jimmy won't disclose everything, but she knows when her baby boy is off. So, anyways, um, I think the mom is kind of afraid that she's going to come in and push him around, or just, the yo yo relationship, the up down, the up down. I feel like his mom is concerned about that. He keeps ranting and saying that how all his life he prayed for a woman like Chelsea. And he just keeps going on and on and on, like saying a whole bunch of nice things. And his mom and her sister are looking at you like, no way in hell. He's not trying to say the slightest thing to piss her off. They know. That's just the image that I'm getting right now when I'm watching this. This man was going on and on and on about the type of good woman she is. Did Amy prep talk you before you came into this meeting? Because Amy kind of looked nervous. She's like shaking her head. Yeah, but she's not even looking up. This part was like a cry for help for me. Oh, Jimmy. So it obviously did not go as how I mentioned it would go, because the mom is outside talking about she can see the love in his eyes, and she knows this, pretty much saying that she knows his true love. Ugh, I believe you. I don't think you're a liar, but I think you're trying to be nice for the camera for your son, because you sense your son is in fear. So you're going to play nice until he can get out. I get it. His parents are so cute. And they're telling them that the mom is saying that there are things about the husband that he doesn't like about her. And he's going down the list. And I think she's a bit of a pet rack. But they're just laughing. Yeah, I guess he's trying to reassure them, that it's bumps and hurdles and whatnot in this game of marriage, but this shit is too soon for them to be bumps and hurdles in 2-3 weeks. No. So AD is meeting with her mom, and they're about to meet Clay, and her mama is fabulous. AD, your eyes are glossy already. You look sad. So she's telling her mom that it's actually going to be the first time I've seen him since yesterday early afternoon. To me, her eyes and what she's saying is like, Mom, this is too soon. Like, no, this is too soon. Adie's telling her mom that how yesterday, last night, she planned this fun date with her and her fiance. And she had it all laid out. And, she's just waiting for him to come home. And he never come home. And the mom is like, is he in the Secret Service? Oh, my God. She feels as if He has no desire to rush home, like no desire to rush home to her. The spark is gone. Either that or you already have a girl on the side, which doesn't feel good, Clay. It does not feel good at all. And I'm not saying that you are, but it's just what we women are thinking. When we get that you're working hard for us, right? We understand that you really want to be a great father, a great provider, and a husband. You have that desire to be that family man. And we know that you have to work, but just a little communication. You were so communicative throughout the process, and now you're not communicating. If the communication is there, our first thought is not going to be that you're messing around. We want to make sure that you're not behind bars or laid out on some ground somewhere. So just a simple communication would have just made her, it would have reassured her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Clay walks in and AD squeals, hi, baby. And he goes over and greets her, hugs her. Mwah, mwah. The mom is like turning her face like, I know this player did not just walk up in here like that with your fine looking self. I cannot stand you, Clay. I cannot stand you. Oh, so I bet you the mom is probably going to soften up to him. Damn you, Clay. Clay is such a vibe. He's such a hustler. Like, this man is going to go far because he has that smooth, soft personality. Like, you don't mind getting close to him, which can be dangerous because you're thinking like, oh my God, I like his vibe. Next thing you know, you're in bed with him. And it's like, that's not how it's supposed to be, Clay. I just want to chill with you, dude. And I'm not saying this in regard to their relationship. I'm not trying to disrespect you, AD, I promise. But I'm just saying his personality, that's what I'm getting from him. Clay, oh my God. You are giving her mama that spiel and you are articulate. No, you're not saying any big old fancy words, but your words are just so they're almost melodic. They're just flowing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, AD girl. Oh my God. I want to hug you, girlfriend. I want to hug you, okay? Because I get it. I get it. And when I say I get it, I'm like, I feel you. It ain't easy, but I want it. It doesn't have to be hard though. Come on. But it doesn't mean it's hard because, he is a hustler and, he's in tech. Like, he's freaking intelligent, okay? So I feel like he would be a definite people person at any party where he's at. People probably just gravitate towards him. Oh my God. So he's telling his mom about the Bible verse and how he knows or feels like he was meant to be here with AD. And her mom is like, meant to be in the process. He's like, no, meant to be here. So it's like, damn, you're professing your love in front of her mother to her. Love Amber's mom's advice to Clay, telling him that how, don't pretty much stop thinking about the negative. You've done good so far. Other people's, his parents divorced or whatever, pretty much telling him it's not his fault. Don't worry about that. You're a good person. Just keep going forward. Pretty much stay focused, Clay, okay? Stay focused. You got this. Amber's mom was telling Clay that how her father has passed on and she's also divorced. So Amber is, I'm calling her Amber because her mom called her Amber. Uh, her Amber is really needing that security of a man that's going to be there and be there for her. She really needs you to man up, Clay. I'm not saying that you're not manning up, but she really needs that nurturing, protective, reassurance side. And the reassurance is not what Chelsea needs. It's not comparison to that. It's just a simple reassurance. And I'm not knocking Chelsea. I promise you I'm not. But, a simple phone call would have worked to let her know that you're not going to come home until the time when you're meeting the mom. And it's been like a full 24 hours since I've seen my man. And that's disrespectful, Clay. That's very disrespectful. Don't do that. Essentially says that to Clay. And the mom said to Clay that her daughter said that she can follow him. Like, she sees you as a leader and she wants you to lead her. But if you don't know how, it's okay. You can ask and you can tell him. I know you don't want to come off as if you're nagging him and trying to teach him how to treat you. You want him to do it on his own. But that's where communication comes in. You guys definitely have to communicate, and your relationship should be between you guys. Like, I feel like I want you guys to just lay in bed and just talk. Whether talk about how your day went or what your plan is for tomorrow. So if she doesn't hear from you, she knows, okay, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's got this going on. And just let her know in advance when you're coming, because she might want to cook a nice meal for you and just surprise you, because she's going to miss you. So she's probably going to want to jump on you as soon as she sees you walk through the door. So just give her a little heads up, like, I'll be home in about an hour or something. But you don't have to, I don't feel like they need to clock in, even though I remember him saying something like that when they were in the pods, okay? So you need to go back on your words, Clay. So anyways, I don't think she just wants you to share your location with her, or for you to constantly call every hour or every 2 hours. But if you're laying in bed late at night, just tell her, hey, babe, I got this drop in on the south side at 9 a.m. Where I live, it'll take you at least an hour to get from one side of town to the other side of town. So, and that driving is exhausting. So I don't, it's not fair to both of you, and I don't think that's what she wants. But just tell her what you're planning, just talk to her, and she'll be okay. And then give her the courtesy when you're on your way home, so that she can make sure home is right. I feel like AD and Clay, they are going to be that power couple. I can see her helping him out with his business, and I can see him helping her out with her business, and they come together and build other businesses. I can just see them as that dynamic, couple. No, it's not fake. Like, it's going to be real, because it's good. It's going to have a good, solid foundation if you guys just communicate. So Clay gets up to leave and leave the ladies to talk. I told you this mama was like, she fell for him the minute she saw him. She's touching her chest like, oh, Amber. Mama, this is your daughter's man, okay? I don't think she'll be disrespectful, but I think she'll be really happy and excited to have Clay around, helping around the house. I can see Amber's mom having little garden parties, and she just enjoy when Clay comes up to show his face. She's proud of him. Like, this is my son-in-law. And Clay has that personality that everybody just love him. It's like, it's hard for you to dislike him. Oh, Amber, Amber, Amber. Oh, girlfriend. Oh, my heart. Amber's mom said something to her which made me really look at the show differently. The mom said that she is so glad that she went through this process and went sight unseen because it's better than you seeing someone walk across you and then it turns into a one night or just a hookup type of thing. But she sees the good in Clay, and it doesn't help that he's handsome too and he's charming. But to be honest with you, Clay, I'm not trying to just look at you. Yeah, you're handsome in the face, but the way you talk and the way you flow, that is more dangerous. And I'm not calling you dangerous, but that shit is more deadly than just your physical features. Was this how your dad was like? Oh my God. If this was how your daddy was when he was your age, I I don't condone it, but I completely understand. Good God. Okay, so Amber and her mom, they know that he is so afraid of turning into his father because I think he can see it. But if you're not doing it, Clay, then you don't have to worry about it. That's I know there's going to be temptation, but if you haven't already done it, there's no need to start. So take it out of your head. Just don't take it out of your head. That's the past. That's your father's past. Don't let that weigh you down, okay? You don't have to live up to his reputation and you don't have to disappoint your future wife. No, you can live the life that you really envision living. So AD and her mom are hugging, and she's carrying the burden of her father and her stepfather, being divorced, like pretty much not having a man around. So she's afraid of that. I'm not saying that she's afraid of not being in a relationship. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is she wants that longevity. She wants that happily ever after. Clay wants that happily ever after also. But it's like both demons are so strong. They're both afraid. And they just need to talk about it. And just, come on, y'all said that you guys were going to hold each other accountable in the pods. You got to go back to the pods. Maybe sit in different rooms opposite of each other or just a wall in between you guys and just talk. Just talk. I think that would be so cute. Just talk. Lady's still having lunch with her mom. She's just sobbing. Her mom is just reassuring her, like, AD, you are enough. You are enough. But she said he's worth the fight. But the thing is, I don't like that because it takes two. And it doesn't have to be a fight. Just, y'all both come to the middle. Amy and Johnny are meeting Amy's dad. And they're talking. He's telling him that he wants to really hustle and bustle with his career. Because he wants to do everything young. He wants to hurry up and get there pretty much so he can really enjoy his life. He wants to teach his kids surfing and he wants to be there without any financial struggles. That says a lot about Johnny. I know that's been his speech since the beginning, and he's serious about it. And I get it. He's very adamant about it. Amy, he wants you. He wants to have a good life with you, and he wants to build a good life for you and his children. Allow him to. So I guess for the next probably 5 years, no babies. And I'm not saying that, Amy's the one that's going to get herself pregnant, but I feel like Amy probably would love to be pregnant right now, the way they're in love. I feel like there's such a desire and such a passion between them that I know they're going to be doing it a lot. They're going to be doing it often. Just hold off on the baby planning for the next 5 years, okay? I'm sorry. Amy's dad is telling Johnny just to be that person for his daughter, that he prayed. He said a lot of stuff, but I forgot. But I was just nodding my head, yes, yes, yes. Like that dad really loves his daughter and he's very protective of his daughter's heart. I think Johnny knows this and Johnny wants to prove it to her father. I love Amy and Johnny. Johnny reassured her dad that he's going to be that person for Amy. And Amy, it just so happened that after he said that, there was a horn, right? I don't know if it was a boat horn or whatever, but it was a loud horn. And Amy turned around and then she's like, I feel so good about this. I keep getting signs. There goes her witchy thing again. She heard the horn just when he said it. And I get you. She's not a witch. If she's a witch, she's a good witch. You know what? All jokes aside, I was being funny calling Amy a witch, but I think this lady's very intuitive. Amy just give me that childlike spirit. Johnny asked Amy's dad, "May I have your blessings to marry your daughter?" Johnny is turning so red. Johnny was nervous. Like, Johnny knows her daddy. Plus, the dad kind of looked Godfather-ish. So I wonder if Johnny was scared. But her dad gave him her blessing. So, she can go on and get married now because she was adamant about not walking down the aisle if her dad did not give his blessing. Amy's dad takes her hand. She's crying. He takes her hand and kiss it, pretty much blessing the union. I love seeing these tender, nurturing moments with the parents. So Jimmy and Chelsea are in bed. Is this the bed or are they outside? Because they have their outside clothes on. Anyways, they're talking about the highlight of the day, and he's telling her, and he enjoyed being with his parents, and she's like, mm-hmm. Jimmy just looks nervous to me, honestly. If you love her, you love her, but if you don't want to be with her, but you don't want to hurt her, that's wrong. So you got to pick a side. You got to pick a side, Jimmy. They were outside on the back patio. Chelsea has this way about her where she turns on her child voice to kind of show her softer side, which is manipulative. The way she's doing it is manipulative because you're not consistent. You're up and you're down. So you reel Jimmy back in by being this childlike innocent, even the childlike voice and, oh, I was so happy or whatever. But then when you're mad at him, that man can't even say a full sentence without you getting irate. You see, and Jimmy knows this. This is why I say, Jimmy, either you're in and you really love her, you cut the shit, but you got to stand up to her, or you cut everything off and stop leading her on. If she's going to be upset, she's going to be upset, but eventually she'll get over it. And you will get over it, Chelsea, because apparently everybody else has done it to you. Because you keep saying stuff like that, Chelsea, because you keep saying stuff like that, you're automatically self-sabotaging any potential relationship that you get. They are still outside having this conversation, and it turns into a freaking argument again, Chelsea. She brings up how, last night you pretty much went out without me and you didn't ask me. And he's like, I did ask you and I knew you didn't want to go. She's going to have a freaking issue with everything. With her, I don't know if she just, that's so insulting. I don't want to say that. But I'm sorry, Chelsea, Chelsea, cut it out. Cut that shit out, Chelsea. Cut it out, okay? Either you hear him the first time, but he shouldn't have to keep repeating himself over and over. If you want it to work, you need to cut that shit out. So he's telling her, I was only gone for an hour. And she was like, yeah, you were gone for a short time. I can give you that. And then he tried to say he just went for a quick drink and he spent more time driving to his destination than even there. Then she goes, well, the girls in the pods are all like, girl, your man's out. Where are you? He's like, who? Who? And she's like, Mackenzie. He's like, I don't even know what Mackenzie looked like. So can he go out or he can only go out with you? Can he breathe or can he only breathe with you? Y'all, they are still having this conversation. And she is complaining that all the girls are saying that your man's out and you're not there, even though she's like, yeah, I wanted to go to bed. And he said exactly, but she's like, yeah, but I don't want to be with a man that's going to be going out all the time. This man said he was only gone for an hour, and you confirmed it by saying you were out for a short period of time. And you're calling this go out all the time? Cut the umbilical cord, Chelsea. Cut it. I wonder if this is how my son feels when I tell him it's too late when it's like after 8 for him to go out with his friends. And my son will be 20 in a few weeks. Oh God, my apologies to my son. She's doing this shit again. She is doing this shit again. She's there telling him, I don't want someone that's going to be going out. You sat there in the pods and told me I don't go out. I don't do anything. You lied to me. You lied to me. What the fuck, Chelsea? What the fucking fuck? Chelsea. Jimmy, you need to cut this shit off, okay? You need to cut this shit off. If you're not going to put your foot down and stand up for yourself, then cut it off. Chelsea, if you want a fruitful relationship and a long-term relationship, cut the umbilical cord. Cut that shit. You're not a baby. You're not a child. You're not a victim. If you're married, you're freaking married. Have some confidence. Have some reassurance in yourself before that you look for that relationship to reassure you. You need to reassure your freaking self. Go to therapy. You need to really pray and apologize to God for everyone that you have hurt, because you're driving me fucking crazy. So I can only imagine how you drove some people off. And I like you. I still like you, but you need to cut that shit out. They are still arguing, okay? This is taking place on that little sofa. What started off to be a nice romantic evening turned into a freaking argument again. It just dawned on me that they probably like this shit so that they can go and have some freaking crazy sex. You guys are crazy. But seriously, y'all need to stop this, okay? Cut it out. Chelsea. She's giving him that guilty speech. She's pretty much telling him that she cut off her life. She turned down her friends. She stopped partying to build a life with you, and now you are partying damn near every night. He's like, Chelsea, I've only been gone like for a total of 3.5 hours. Chelsea is trying to keep Jimmy under wraps so that heifer, Jessica, don't come around him. And Jessica, I'm not calling you a heifer because I call my girlfriends and my sisters heifer. So I don't mean to disrespect you, but Chelsea is not trying to have her man around you for a lengthy period of time, okay? If at all. Guess what? They are still arguing. He doesn't get it. She's like, you don't understand the situation that we're in? Pretty much. It's time. It's almost time to wrap this shit up. We're almost at the end. We are supposed to get married, okay? If not, then we are on completely different pages. She cuts him off again. Every single argument, this woman cuts off this man. This man cannot get his point across. Chelsea, good God Almighty. Damn. Didn't Chelsea tell Jimmy's girlfriends she doesn't mind him having girlfriends? You were laughing in these ladies' faces while your brain was like twisting and whatever, but you kept a straight face. But he's out with girlfriends and it's an issue. Really, Chelsea? Really? You gotta loosen up, girl. Loosen up. They're still sitting on this damn chair arguing. She's like, who you text all night? Who you hang out with? About time, Jimmy. He asked Chelsea, do you want me to take a step back from hanging out with my girlfriends? She's like, of course. He's like, I'm not willing to take a step back, and then walks out. Yes, Jimmy, yes. Good job. You finally put your foot down. Jimmy goes to the bathroom. I guess he's brushing his teeth to leave. This man is, you can tell he is pissed off the way he's brushing his teeth. He is pissed. Then she comes trailing in talking about, really, you're not willing to take a step back? You're being so antagonistic right now, Chelsea. Oh God, I'm so upset. He's like, I just wanted to prove my point to you. I just wanted you to say it. And there she's going on. He's like, I don't have any physical relationship with any of them or with her. Then she's like, you effed her. You told me you effed her. And you're not willing to stop hanging out with her? Okay. That's where you went wrong, Chelsea. You know you have trust issues. You were playing it so good and great when you saw his two friends. I don't know if he slept with either one of them, but let's just say he slept with one of them. You were smiling in her face and y'all were talking about being friends and, oh, what are you wearing? You don't trust anyone. The person that you end up with, whether it's at the moment or forever, guess what? They're going to have a past. They will always have a past unless you get someone that's never had a girlfriend. So every single person that you meet, that you encounter, they would have been with somebody else. Are you not going to trust them for that? Cut it out. And he pretty much told her that he told her because he wanted her to trust him. So I guess him being upfront, no, Jimmy, you know this lady is like batshit crazy for you. You know this lady has a very, very soft spot when it comes to being faithful. You know that. And then you're going to tell her like that you slept with one of your best friends, one of your girlfriends. No, that's not trusting, especially right away. You need to build her up before you just keep throwing shit at her, dude. And guess what? This was something that he told her off camera, and he didn't want to talk to her about it on camera. You're being very dramatic, Chelsea. Y'all need to have some different conversation, because y'all need not to be talking about who you done been with, who did what to me, or whatever. Stop talking about that. Change the narrative so that you can change the outcome. Please do something different. They're still arguing because he's still hanging out with the girl that he slept with, and he was also hanging out with somebody else. She's like, "Who are you hanging out with? Who are you hanging out with?" He's like, "Mackenzie." He's like, "Danny Lee." And she's like, "Jess." And then he starts smirking like, "Oh, Jimmy." I remember doing stuff like that where I try to keep a straight face, and then when I know I'm busted, I just start smiling, because I'm like, damn, I don't know what else to say. That's the look that you had on your face. He's telling her that he thinks that she is fishing to find out if he was hanging out with Jess last night. And he's like, "I don't even know what she looks like." She's like, "Really? You didn't tell me that she looks like a Kardashian?" He's like, "No. Jeremy said she looks like a Kardashian." Jeremy, you're a little player. You are such a little instigator. This is like such a fraternity. They got that brotherly love going on. They are going to like, "Yeah, I was hanging out with Jeremy last night. Oh yeah, I was hanging out with Jimmy last night," knowing good damn well they were someplace where their fiance would not want them to be. Chelsea's telling Jimmy that she does not want to be with someone that wants to go out all the time. This man says, "So you're sitting here drunk telling me you don't want to be with me? You pretty much drink all the time." And her facial expression, her demeanor kind of changed. "Chelsea, when you drink, do you get very emotional? If so, you might need to cut it down. You might need to cut it out if it's making you very emotional, honestly." Jimmy turned it around on her, saying, if you think I'm full of crap when I'm telling you I love you and want to be with you, I'm not doing this for my family, I'm not doing this for my friend, then you know what? I don't want to be with you either." She gets very quiet. "Jimmy, are you really putting your foot down, or because you know she's so sensitive and emotional, you're really, really like sending her there?" "Because I feel like you're a sweet guy. Your family's very lovable, so I feel that you are that type of person because you came from them. But now I don't know. I got my eye on you, Jimmy." Jimmy is telling Chelsea, "If you don't think I love you and I want to be here, then I don't want to be here. It's not going to work, Chelsea." And walks off. Jimmy's always walking away. Jimmy and Chelsea's relationship really has my pressure up and down. This was a lot. You guys always get me up and down, and she always gets him riled up and then goes after him or goes to him. She gets up and go to he's in the bathroom. She gets up and goes to him and asks him not to leave. And he's like walking out the bathroom. She's like, "Stop." And he's like, "You overstepped my boundaries." Oh my God. You see, now I don't know. They're both are like to like combust. Their relationship is so freaking intense. Like I literally have to take a break in between their scenes because I'm getting stressed the frig out. We're back to Clay and AD. She's washing up the dishes. He's finishing up a business call. Then he asked her what time she's working. And I guess she's going to go to one of his events and then go to work from there. So he's pretty much telling her, instead of parking with the regular folks, just park where I park. So that way, when you're ready to leave, you can just leave. So AD is showing him the bridal party colors. And he's like, "That's nice, but not on me though." And she's like, "No, you can wear whatever you want to wear. But this is for the bridesmaid and stuff. And then they are filling out the marriage certificate. That's actually real. They're about to really get married. She's having such a hard time letting her dad go. So he put deceased for her dad for her. So he's telling her that how he appreciate watching this show, Love is Blind, and saw great examples of marriage from some of the guys. And he loved everything about her, their sexual chemistry, their gossip. That is so cute that they're gossiping in bed. And he's reassuring her, I don't want you to feel that I'm going to back out on you. And you can tell she's still nervous, but she's just like, yeah, uh-huh. She looks so vulnerable right now. He just told her that, he's going to go there with her. Then he's like, the only thing with him is, why should a date signify, like, if we're going to be together or my love for you? That sounds like you're kind of backing out. She's just like, listen, I'm okay with a yes or no at the altar. I can pick myself up. She's like, listen, I'm not trying to be your girlfriend or your fiance forever. I committed to this experiment. I'm serious about this experiment. She's letting him know that she's going to say yes because she's going to go all the way in this. She's reassuring him. I'm not saying he's trying to back out, but they both need that reassurance that they're going to be in it together. Yeah, so after telling him that she's committed to the whole experiment, she also told him she will not be able to date him after. Clay's opening up, telling her how much he needs that because sometimes he does not feel confident that he can be that leader of a man that she needs and wants. But he will need her to fill him up, boost up his ego a little bit, let him know, like, you got this shit. This is so real because there's so many situations where that's all the other person need, and it would have been such a beautiful relationship, but because they didn't speak up and address their issues and concerns, they ruined it. They ruined what could have potentially be something great. I'm really rooting for this couple. AD tells him that there are going to be times when they need each other, and she can tell that now he needs her more, and it's okay. And he's like, I really appreciate that. I'm rooting for them. I'm really rooting for them. Back to Jimmy and Chelsea. Chelsea looks like she lost a little bit of weight. Are you stressed? Are you stressed, Chelsea? You look like you lost a little bit of weight, girl. So Chelsea slept at her place last night after their argument, and Jimmy's telling her that, listen, I was very optimistic about this whole experience. I introduced you to my parents recently. They love you. They saw how much we love each other. But after that fight, I don't trust you. I don't trust your judgment. Could Chelsea possibly push him to search for Jessica, to be inquisitive about Jessica? Possibly. Could he be entertaining Jessica behind Chelsea's back and she kind of feels it? Possibly. Who knows? He's telling her that before he wanted to be that man, that husband to her. But now he's not even sure if he wants to marry her. Chelsea's like, so you're going to say no? He's like, you told me I don't love you. Do you know how much that hurt my feelings? He didn't really say all those words, but pretty much. And Chelsea, looking at her face, like her mouth, like she has such a frown on her face. And honestly, I feel like her laughs are forced when she's laughing, like she's overdoing it. She has consistently had a frown on her face in this relationship. You see, you kind of did it to yourself, Chelsea, because you knew he was feeling Jessica from the beginning. You you probably messed up a really good one with Trevor, because Trevor probably would have really loved you and you probably would have felt more secure with Trevor. But you contributed to to manipulating this man's mind towards you and off of Jessica. So it's kind of like you have to deal with whatever comes with it. But it's very hurtful, huh? It's not that pretty. So it's like, why the hell put yourself through that situation and to begin with? Next time around, if you and him do not get married, please just build an authentic, natural relationship with your guy. Don't talk about the past. Just focus on the present and enjoy each other. I'm so confused with Chelsea. It's like she picks arguments and then it blows up and then she comes crawling back. If he doesn't come crawling back, then she comes crawling back. And this is such a toxic relationship. This shit is so stressful. Okay, so they made up and they're going to stick it through. They're going to continue on with the experiment. Chelsea tells Jimmy that he cannot be coming around dressed like that when she's mad at him. This man have on some gray sweatpants, and you know what they say about gray sweatpants. They have these big fights to have these even bigger makeup sessions. I feel like this arguing back and forth all the time, you guys are purposely messing with my emotions just to get y'all rocks off. Like, come the frig on. Come on. All of the couples are reunited at the lake. The ladies are sitting down and AD takes out this scrunchie. So she's like, this whoever has the scrunchie has to spill their tea. She puts it on Laura. And she's like, where is your man? Where is Jeremy? Then Amy was like, all I know is what Jeremy told Johnny last night. And then she reiterated what Jeremy has been saying, that he hung out with Sarah Ann till 5 in the morning, just talking, innocently talking. That's bullshit. Y'all had such sexual chemistry in the pod. You guys wanted to screw each other since the pods. I can only imagine when you guys finally met up, right? You guys, oh, I'm just picturing you guys actually didn't even make it to the damn car. Y'all probably went to the bathroom and was getting hot and heavy in there. Then you guys took it to the car. Then you took it to Sarah Ann's house because your fiance saw your location in that vicinity. I can imagine you guys just doing it until, let me stop. Laura is given the hand gesture of like, in and out, mouth. You guys use your imagination. She's saying, what do you think happens at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning? That's not fair to say. Do not insinuate that this lady only gave your fiance a fellatio. No, they had intense sexual desire for one another in the pods, but you were more safer long term, a part of the assignment. Laura is reading Sarah Ann, pretty much saying she don't have no respect for her. She don't respect other women or relationship. Laura, you were kind of being a little, I don't want to say manipulative, but you were being so secretive when you were dating Jeremy, but you were giving her good advice. That could come off as bullshit. Did you really mean her well? Or what the hell were you telling her? And just because she might be a little bit younger than you and more youthful in her mannerism, it doesn't mean that she's just some, slut. No. If she did go there with Jeremy, I think it's because they had some unfinished business and they just needed to get it out. I'm not condoning it. I'm not condoning cheating. I'm not condoning anything, but I'm just saying people are human. Laura is giving Jeremy the rundown. Jeremy's not there yet, but She is now saying how he was faking the pod and he pretty much tricked her. He faked the whole process. And then Jeremy comes walking in. Jeremy shows up in one of his Hawaiian shirts and he comes in jolly and chippery. And Laura's whole demeanor just changed. And Chelsea's like, act cool, act cool. Jeremy, you're being a butt, but this is the type of bromance that these two guys have. It's not even a bromance. It's like they're so much alike, honestly. They're gonna bat for each other. They're gonna cover up for each other. They know what type of these are two players. These are two, even though Jeremy did not go to college, but these are like your quintessential fraternity guys. They're going to have each other's back. So Jeremy and Jimmy, they're on the patio looking down. They're like, Jeremy's like, who's over there? Oh, is that Laura? Then Jimmy's like, yeah, Laura's here. He's like, oh fuck. And she's coming his way. You're so silly, Jeremy. They have not seen each other in 4 days. They are beefing right now. Jeremy has the audacity to be pissed off at Laura. She texts him like, it's so sad that your name went from fiance to just Jeremy, my phone. He's like, what's the fucking point of even trying to work things out with her right now? Dude, you were out. You were out with another woman until 6:30 in the morning. Let's look at it differently, right? Should we give him some grace and be like, well, hey, as long as he's getting it out before he ties the knot? Or like, should we beat him up some? Do you not see that you were out until 6:30 in the morning with another woman that you were dating, that you wanted? And you guys were just talking. What the fuck were y'all talking about? 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Jeremy, stop. Stop playing with us, okay? Stop playing with us. Jimmy chimes in and says, like, if he's in the same boat with his girl. I didn't even realize that Johnny was in the conversation. He's just like, you guys are behaving like this already? Listen, Amy, do not let your man hang out with these fraternity bros, okay? Keep your man away from that clique. I think Johnny has enough sense to not go there. But Amy, y'all need to move far away from these two people, okay? Guess who walks in? Trevor. I think this is when they're all going to meet up. Oh my God, yes. Laura says, oh my God, I think Trevor just walks in. Then Chelsea turns her head really fast. Then another girl's like, that's Trevor? That's Trevor? Chelsea turns around like, he is beefy. Yeah, girl, he is more your type. You need a man like that. That man is going to hug you and make you feel secure, okay? Trevor shaves his mullet. Ugh, you still look good, but your mullet made you cute. Baby. Trouble just walked in. Jessica and Mackenzie. You know who's coming next, right? Sarah Ann. I'm here for it. Come on, bring it. The guys are introducing themselves to Jessica. He's like, I'm Trevor. I'm Johnny. Hi, I'm Jess. And then Jimmy's like, I'm Jimmy. And Jessica goes to shake his hand. Chelsea's like, oh, I'm nervous. Then he give her a side hug. She's like, oh, not the church hug. Jessica and Jimmy go better than Chelsea and Jimmy. Trevor and Chelsea, they look cute together. Jessica, why is your short so short? And why do they have the camera on her walking up the stairs? You guys are so wrong. The girls come up to greet the two ladies and Trevor. And Adie runs over to Jessica and hugs her. And then Chelsea comes and goes over to Trevor and gives him a hug. And she's like, I'm Chelsea. And he's like, I figured, and kind of turned away and walked away. Listen, Chelsea, Jimmy is not going to get jealous. Jimmy is not going to get jealous at all. Matter of fact, Jimmy probably would be happy if you and Trevor are preoccupied so that he and Jessica can chat. Jessica and Laura are such girlfriends. They're sitting next to each other. Jessica is like, she feels crazy. And Laura's like, do you want to go somewhere else? Jessica's like, no, where did he go? Like, she doesn't want to look his way. She's like, where did he go? I am not going to lie. Jimmy looks so cute in his simple white t-shirt and his fitted cap. It doesn't have any type of team on there. Just simple, basic, but he looks so sexy. So the boys and the girls are separated, and then there's like Chelsea and Jimmy in the middle together. And I don't know if they're trying to preoccupy each other's vision or what. But anyways, Trevor goes over and is like, why does this feel like middle school? So Chelsea moves. She's like, should I get out of there? And Trevor's like, yes, get the hell out of here. And then she actually goes and sits next to the girls. You can tell, like, she's not fat. I even hate saying that word, describing a person. But she made a fat joke saying, oh, she almost tilted her over and like cracked up at it. So I'm like, okay, Chelsea, stop always thinking you're the quote unquote fat girl in the group, because you're not. You're just as beautiful, okay? You're just as beautiful as the rest of them. This cameraman, they are just showing little shots of Jeremy sneaking a peek. They're showing Jessica walking by, moving her shirt so that her cleavage can show more. So Laura was talking to Jimmy, and Jimmy's telling her how uncomfortable he feels. And guess who walks up? And Laura, hugs on her, Jessica. So Laura walks away, and now it's just Jessica and Jimmy. I am so nervous for Jimmy because I know Chelsea got her good eye on him. He is going to hear that shit later with Chelsea, okay? Jessica and Jimmy goes off for a little walk so that they can have a talk. I am getting so stressed out because I know Chelsea is gonna rip him a new one later on. But right now, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take this chance. So they go and sit down and start talking, and Jessica asked him if she's met his family. He said, yeah. So Jessica was like, that was one of the things that you were most afraid of. And how did they accept her? And he told her that they liked her, they loved her. And Jessica said, I want you to be good to her. And I don't want it to sound like advice coming from an ex. This man turns around with a smile. Are you an ex? It's like he's ready to claim her as an ex and probably even go around showing people like, yeah, look at my ex-girlfriend. So he's telling her that he felt pressured by her and that scared him. And she's like, dude, I wrote a letter to you. That was my commitment to you. And you were just silent after you read it. So she told him that the night when you told Chelsea that you loved her, I completely lost it. I cried so much. And he was like, I'm sorry that you took it that way, but I was crying when I was reading that letter. So she asked him, she says to him, you never told me how you really felt about me. He's telling her, you're one of the smartest person I've ever met. You're so witty. You're so quick on your feet. And, I remember you telling me that you're gonna pass out when you see me. She's like, she cut him off. She was like, no, I said you're gonna need your EpiPen because your airways are gonna close up. And then she's like, yeah, I was really gassing myself up knowing I was the nervous one deep inside. They are so passively flirting right now. She's telling him that she was about to pass out when he was hugging her. She was like, "No, I practiced my handshake and you want to come in with a hug?" My heart kind of break for them because they really wanted each other. They really liked each other. So he tells her in reality, "You're still my number one." And she gets all emotional and says that I'm really happy for you guys. I really am. I feel like I would have loved to see their love story. I feel like I was gypped out of their story because theirs would have been more authentic. I am not saying that they would have definitely said I do at the end, but I felt like they just had a genuine relationship. They're more genuine than his and Chelsea's relationship because I'm gonna stand on this. I do feel like Chelsea did have a tad bit of fault to play in their demise. She sprinkled a little bit of dirt on Jessica's character. She did. And that's how it ends.